From sky-high loan payments to endless insurance fees, gas costs, and maintenance bills, most people don't realize their car is keeping them poor faster than they can build it. And here's the harsh truth. If you're financing your vehicle, you're paying thousands more than it's actually worth. In this video, I'll break down the hidden ways your car is making you poor, how much you're really spending, and most importantly, show you the smarter way to own a car without destroying your finances. Depreciation. When people think about the cost of owning a car, they usually focus on the sticker price, the monthly payments, or how much they will be spending on fuel. However, one of the most significant and often overlooked expenses of car ownership is depreciation. The moment you drive a new car off the dealership lot, it loses a substantial portion of its value. In fact, most vehicles depreciate by approximately 15 to 20% within the first 12 months of ownership. This means that if you purchase a car for $40,000, by the end of the first year, it could be worth as little as $32,000. That is an $8,000 loss in value in just 12 months, and you have not even factored in other costs such as insurance, financing, and maintenance. The decline in value does not stop after the first year. Over the next 5 years, most cars will lose approximately 60% of their original purchase price. By the time your 5-year loan is paid off, the car that once cost you $40,000 may only be worth $16,000. This steep depreciation rate has serious financial consequences for car owners, particularly those who finance their purchases with long-term loans. Many people find themselves in a situation known as being upside down on their car loan. This means that they owe more on their car than it is worth. For example, if you still owe $30,000 on a car that is now worth only $24,000, you are underwater by $6,000. If you need to sell the car or trade it in, you will either have to pay the difference out of pocket or roll that negative equity into a new loan, which only exacerbates the financial burden. Luxury vehicles and high-end brands tend to depreciate at an even faster rate due to the high initial cost and the rapid technological advancements that make older models less desirable. While some brands retain their value better than others, the reality is that almost every vehicle depreciates significantly over time. The only exceptions to this rule are classic cars and rare models that appreciate in value due to their scarcity and collector demand. However, these are not the vehicles that most people buy for everyday use. One of the best ways to minimize the impact of depreciation is to consider purchasing a used car instead of a brand new one. A vehicle that is 3 years old has already taken the biggest depreciation hit, meaning you can buy it at a significantly lower price while still enjoying many years of reliable use. Another way to reduce depreciation costs is to choose a car with a strong resale value. Brands known for reliability and durability, such as Toyota and Honda, often retain their value better than other manufacturers. While depreciation silently chips away at your car's value, another visible expense demands your attention: fuel costs. One of the most noticeable and unavoidable costs of owning a vehicle is the price of fuel. With fuel prices fluctuating due to global market conditions, economic policies, and supply chain disruptions, the amount of money you spend on fuel can vary significantly from month to month. For many car owners, fuel expenses make up one of the largest portions of their overall vehicle costs. The average American driver travels approximately 15,000 miles per year. If your vehicle gets 25 miles per gallon and the average fuel price is $4 per gallon, you are spending around $2,400 on fuel annually. That breaks down to $200 per month, just to keep your car moving. If you drive a less fuel-efficient vehicle, such as a full-size truck or sports utility vehicle, your annual fuel expenses could easily exceed $4,000 or more. That is money that could have been put towards savings, investments, or other essential expenses. Fuel prices are notoriously unpredictable, and in recent years, they have risen sharply due to a combination of factors, including geopolitical tensions, natural disasters, and supply chain issues. Unlike some other vehicle expenses that can be controlled through budgeting and careful planning, fuel costs are largely out of your hands. While you can try to drive less or use fuel-efficient driving techniques, the reality is that most people need their cars for daily commutes, running errands, and fulfilling family obligations. As a result, they have no choice but to pay whatever price is set at the pump. One of the best ways to reduce fuel expenses is to choose a fuel-efficient vehicle. Hybrid and electric cars offer significant savings on fuel, with some electric vehicles eliminating fuel costs altogether. If switching to an alternative fuel vehicle is not an option, simple changes in driving habits can also help. Avoiding rapid acceleration, maintaining a steady speed, and reducing unnecessary idling can improve your fuel economy and save money over time. Ultimately, fuel costs are an unavoidable reality for car owners, but they do not have to be a financial burden. By choosing a fuel-efficient vehicle, adopting better driving habits, and exploring alternative transportation methods, you can take control of your fuel expenses and free up more money for other financial goals. While fuel costs are a visible drain on your budget, there are still more hidden expenses of car ownership that you need to be aware of. Beyond the fuel pump, another recurring expense awaits: insurance premiums. When purchasing a vehicle, most people focus on the upfront cost, monthly payments, and fuel expenses. But one often underestimated financial burden is insurance premiums. Car insurance is not just an optional luxury. It is a legal requirement in many countries, ensuring financial protection in the event of accidents, theft, or damages. While this coverage is undeniably crucial, the cost of maintaining an insurance policy over time can accumulate into a staggering sum, making it a significant factor in the overall cost of vehicle ownership. The amount you pay for car insurance is determined by multiple factors, including age, driving history, geographic location, type of vehicle, and even credit score. Younger drivers, for example, typically face higher premiums because insurance companies view them as higher-risk policy holders due to their lack of experience on the road. Similarly, individuals with a history of accidents or traffic violations are subject to elevated rates because they are statistically more likely to file claims. Your location also plays a crucial role in determining your premiums. Living in an urban area with high traffic congestion, a higher likelihood of accidents, or an increased rate of vehicle theft will result in more expensive coverage. Conversely, if you reside in a rural area with less traffic and a lower crime rate, you may enjoy reduced premiums. However, even rural drivers are not immune to costly insurance fees, particularly if they face hazards like wildlife crossings, severe weather conditions, or long commutes that increase the likelihood of filing a claim. The type of car you drive also has a direct impact on insurance rates. A luxury sedan, sports car, or high-performance vehicle typically carries higher premiums because of the expensive parts and labor required for repairs. Additionally, newer vehicles with advanced technological features, such as driver assist systems, sensors, and digital displays, cost more to insure because fixing or replacing these components is significantly more expensive. Furthermore, the structure of your insurance policy itself influences your overall cost. Many drivers choose low-deductible plans, which means they pay less out of pocket when an accident occurs, but face significantly higher monthly premiums. On the other hand, a high-deductible policy lowers monthly payments, but could result in an enormous financial burden in the event of an accident. Despite all these variables, car insurance is an ongoing financial commitment that most vehicle owners do not factor into their long-term financial planning. Many people continue to pay high premiums without reassessing whether they can switch to a more cost-effective policy, bundle their insurance with other plans, or negotiate a lower rate. Some also fail to take advantage of available discounts, such as good driver discounts, multi-car discounts, or reduced rates for defensive driving courses. While insurance provides essential protection, it remains one of the most underestimated costs of vehicle ownership, eating away at your disposable income and delaying your financial goals. While insurance safeguards against unforeseen events, routine upkeep presents its own set of challenges: maintenance and repairs. Many people underestimate the true cost of keeping a vehicle in optimal condition leading them to be caught off guard by sudden breakdowns, expensive repairs, and long-term maintenance expenses. Routine maintenance is essential to ensure that your car operates efficiently and remains safe to drive. Simple yet necessary services such as oil changes, tire rotations, brake pad replacements, fluid top-ups, and air filter changes are all part of responsible vehicle ownership. These services may seem like minor expenses when viewed individually, but they quickly add up over time. For instance, the average oil change costs between $50 and $100, and most vehicles require an oil change every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. Over the course of a decade, oil changes alone can amount to several $1,000s. Tires are another ongoing expense that vehicle owners often fail to anticipate. Depending on the make and model of your car, a new set of tires can cost anywhere from $500 to $2,000. Since tires gradually wear down due to regular use, especially in areas with extreme weather conditions or rough terrain, they need to be replaced every 3 to 5 years. Additionally, tire alignments, balancing, and rotations contribute to the overall cost of maintaining a safe and functional vehicle. Beyond standard maintenance, there is also the risk of unexpected repairs, which can be a financial nightmare for car owners. Unlike regular maintenance tasks that can be budgeted for, surprise repairs often arise without warning, forcing people to dip into their savings or take on additional debt to cover the costs. A sudden transmission failure, for example, can cost anywhere between $2,000 and $6,000 to repair, depending on the car's make and model. Engine repairs can be even more costly, often exceeding $10,000 for high-performance vehicles. Even minor repairs, such as replacing a broken alternator, fixing an electrical issue, or repairing a faulty air conditioning system, can quickly escalate into hundreds or thousands of dollars. Many car owners assume that warranty coverage or extended service plans will protect them from these high costs, but warranties often expire before major repairs are needed. Additionally, extended service contracts do not always cover labor costs, diagnostic fees, or all parts, leaving drivers responsible for a significant portion of the bill. Another critical factor is the age of the vehicle. While a brand new car may require minimal maintenance in its first few years, older vehicles tend to experience more frequent and costly mechanical failures. Once a car reaches the 100,000-mile mark, the likelihood of expensive repairs increases dramatically. Owners of older vehicles often find themselves caught in a dilemma: continue spending money on repairs or purchase a new car. Failing to budget for maintenance and repairs can lead to financial strain, credit card debt, or the inability to afford necessary repairs altogether, forcing some individuals to drive unsafe vehicles simply because they cannot afford the fixes. Others might take out high-interest personal loans just to keep their car running, further exacerbating their financial difficulties. Beyond these direct costs, there is a hidden financial aspect that many overlook: the interest trap. Financing a car is one of the most common ways people afford vehicles, but what many fail to realize is that the total cost of financing can significantly outweigh the car's actual value. When you take out a car loan, you're not simply paying for the vehicle itself. Instead, you're entering into a long-term financial agreement that involves interest payments, lender fees, and potential hidden costs that stretch your budget far beyond the original price. While an automobile loan makes vehicle ownership seem more accessible, it often turns into a financial burden that keeps people stuck in a cycle of debt. To understand just how much interest can cost, consider this example. Suppose you purchase a vehicle for $30,000 with a 5-year loan at an interest rate of 7%. Over the course of the loan, you will end up paying more than $35,000, with at least $5,000 of that total going straight to interest. Now imagine if the interest rate is even higher. Many people with lower credit scores are offered interest rates as high as 15% or even 20%. Under such circumstances, the interest alone could cost nearly as much as the vehicle itself. What makes this situation even worse is that many buyers opt for longer loan terms to reduce their monthly payments. Some car loans now extend for 6 or even 7 years, making the monthly bill seem more manageable in the short term. However, this decision leads to higher overall costs, meaning that by the time you finish paying off the loan, the car's value will have depreciated significantly. In some cases, individuals end up owing more on their car than it is worth, a situation known as being upside down on a loan. Beyond the interest itself, hidden fees often make car financing even more expensive. Many lenders include additional costs such as loan origination fees, dealership financing charges, and extended warranty costs, which add hundreds or even thousands of dollars to the total price of the loan. Even small differences in interest rates can lead to substantial financial losses over time. Another major issue with financing a car is that it can reduce financial flexibility and limit savings opportunities. Every dollar spent on interest is a dollar that could have been invested elsewhere. Instead of generating wealth, borrowers are simply paying off a depreciating asset that loses value each year. Additionally, monthly loan payments take away from other essential financial goals, such as building an emergency fund, saving for retirement, or investing in income-generating assets. So, what is the alternative? One of the best ways to avoid the interest trap is to save up and pay cash for a car whenever possible. If that is not an option, choosing a shorter loan term with the lowest possible interest rate can minimize the amount lost to interest. Another strategy is to purchase a high-quality used vehicle instead of a brand new model, reducing both the principal amount borrowed and the impact of depreciation. While financing adds to the cost, another factor quietly diminishes your car's value: opportunity cost. A major overlooked downside of car ownership is the opportunity cost, the potential earnings lost by not investing that money elsewhere for long-term growth. In many cases, the financial drain of car payments, insurance, fuel, and maintenance prevents individuals from investing in assets that grow in value, such as stocks, real estate, or retirement accounts. Let's take a simple example. Imagine you are paying $600 per month on your car loan. Instead of spending that money on a vehicle, what if you invested it in a stock market index fund that yields an average annual return of 10%? Over the course of 10 years, that investment could grow to nearly $115,000. If you extend that timeline to 20 years, the total amount could surpass $450,000. Opportunity cost extends beyond just investments. High car expenses can prevent you from achieving key financial milestones, such as buying a home. A large car payment can reduce your ability to save for a down payment, making homeownership less attainable. Similarly, expensive car loans can limit your ability to start a business. Money that could fund a new business venture is instead locked into a vehicle loan, restricting your financial mobility. For those dreaming of early retirement, car costs can be a major obstacle. Every dollar spent on a car is a dollar that could have been invested for financial independence. Another factor to consider is the lifestyle cost of car ownership. Many people work long hours simply to afford their vehicle expenses. In extreme cases, individuals become so financially dependent on their car that they cannot afford to quit a job they dislike or pursue a new opportunity. This cycle can lead to long-term financial stagnation, where a car that was supposed to offer freedom instead becomes a financial burden. One of the best ways to avoid opportunity cost is to adopt a smarter approach to transportation. Instead of financing an expensive vehicle, consider buying a reliable used car that retains value over time. Using public transportation where available can help reduce fuel and insurance costs. Carpooling or ride-sharing is another effective way to minimize daily expenses while still maintaining mobility. Most importantly, investing the money saved from car expenses into wealth-building opportunities can accelerate financial growth. So, the question to ask is this: are you willing to trade short-term convenience for long-term financial growth? Many people unknowingly sacrifice their financial future for the temporary satisfaction of driving a new car. By shifting focus from car ownership to wealth building, individuals can achieve financial freedom much faster. Beyond personal finances, let's talk about cost-effective choices that can alleviate these burdens. Alternative choices. Given the financial, environmental, and societal costs of car ownership, alternative modes of transportation provide a viable solution for individuals looking to reduce expenses while contributing to a healthier planet. Shifting away from private vehicle dependency can save thousands of dollars each year while simultaneously improving quality of life. Public transportation, carpooling, biking, and walking all offer cost-effective and sustainable choices that benefit individuals and communities alike. Public transportation remains one of the most accessible and efficient alternatives to car ownership. Buses, trains, and subways provide reliable transportation at a fraction of the cost of maintaining a personal vehicle. A monthly transit pass is often significantly cheaper than car payments, insurance, fuel, and maintenance combined. Additionally, public transportation reduces road congestion and lowers overall carbon emissions. Cities that invest in expanding and modernizing public transit networks experience economic growth, as efficient transportation systems encourage more job opportunities and business development. Carpooling is another effective way to cut transportation costs while reducing traffic congestion. By sharing a ride with coworkers, friends, or neighbors, individuals can significantly lower fuel expenses and vehicle wear and tear. Carpooling also helps reduce the number of vehicles on the road, which in turn decreases air pollution and alleviates traffic congestion. Many companies and communities now offer carpool programs, making it easier than ever to find a shared commute option. For shorter distances, biking and walking present excellent alternatives to driving. Bicycles require minimal maintenance compared to cars and offer health benefits by promoting physical activity. Many cities have implemented bike lanes and shared bicycle programs to encourage cycling as a primary mode of transportation. Walking is another underrated alternative that not only saves money but also enhances overall well-being. Studies show that incorporating walking into daily routines reduces stress, improves cardiovascular health, and boosts mental clarity. Additionally, ride-sharing services and micro-mobility options, such as electric scooters, provide flexible and cost-effective solutions for urban travel. Many people find that using these services occasionally is still far more affordable than the cumulative costs of owning and maintaining a car. With the rise of smartphone apps, accessing these transportation methods has never been easier. Reducing reliance on personal vehicles requires a shift in both mindset and infrastructure. Governments and city planners must invest in sustainable transportation solutions, while individuals must reconsider whether car ownership is truly necessary for their lifestyle. By embracing alternative transportation, people can not only improve their financial health, but also contribute to cleaner air, reduced traffic congestion, and overall societal well-being. Last but not least, parking and registration costs. Many people focus on major car expenses like loan payments, insurance, and fuel, but they often overlook smaller costs such as parking, registration, and tolls. These hidden expenses can accumulate over time, adding thousands of dollars to the total cost of vehicle ownership. Understanding how these fees impact finances can help individuals make better decisions and save money in the long run. Parking is one of the most underestimated costs, particularly in urban areas, where finding a free spot is nearly impossible. Renting a parking space in a residential complex can range from $1,200 to $6,000 per year. Commuters who rely on public garages or metered parking may spend anywhere from $2,500 to $12,500 annually just to secure a place for their vehicle. In addition, those who travel frequently may face costly airport parking fees, which can add hundreds of dollars per trip. Even for those who do not pay for daily parking, the struggle to find a free space often leads to wasted fuel and time. Illegal parking can result in expensive tickets, towing fees, or even impound charges, further increasing the cost of owning a vehicle. Registration fees are another unavoidable expense that vehicle owners must pay annually. These fees vary depending on the state or country, with some areas charging a flat rate while others calculate fees based on the vehicle's weight, age, or market value. A brand new vehicle can have registration costs exceeding $500 per year, while an older model may be significantly cheaper. Hybrid and electric vehicles, despite being marketed as cost-saving options, sometimes come with additional registration surcharges to compensate for lost fuel tax revenue. Some states and countries also require emissions testing and safety inspections, which can add another $30 to $100 per test. Toll costs are another silent expense that can make driving significantly more expensive. Many highways and city roads charge tolls that range from $1 to $15 per trip. For daily commuters, these fees can amount to thousands of dollars per year. Some express lanes require premium pricing to bypass traffic congestion, while congestion pricing in certain cities charges drivers for entering high-traffic areas during peak hours. International travelers or those driving across state borders may face additional tolls, particularly if they are unaware of local policies. Failure to pay electronic tolls on time can lead to penalties and administrative fees, further increasing the cost. While individually these costs may seem manageable, they can add up quickly. A person spending $200 per month on parking, $150 per year on registration, and $100 per month on tolls will pay nearly $4,000 annually in hidden vehicle expenses. Over a decade, this adds up to $40,000, money that could have been used for investments or savings. Have these costs caught you by surprise? Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know your best strategies for saving money.